Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. And today we are going to discuss yet another very interesting case study. So let's get started. So this case study is about a company called Ridgewood Tool Company. And ever since it was founded in the year 1924, the Ridgewood Tool Company, a leading manufacturer of hand tools, had been in the export business. For many years, an exporting firm in the New York City had the exclusive distribution of the company's products outside of the United States. As exports grew, the company appointed distributors or agents in various foreign countries. An export manager was appointed in 1986, but he was mainly a clerk handling incoming orders from overseas and arranging for the collection through the company's bank of the monies due. By the year 1990, the company's export volume had grown to the point where this did not work anymore. When the old export manager retired, management decided that the export business had to be properly managed and also had to be properly organized. The company had to set up its own facility in Germany where the company's products were well known and popular. But there was no one in the company who knew anything about the foreign business. So a young, energetic fellow, Frank Andrews, aged 35, was hired from General Electric to become the new export manager. Andrews made a quick trip to visit the company's main foreign distributors and agents. Upon his return, he told the president of the company that he would work out a plan for the company's foreign business. And then he retired to his office. He appointed a veteran clerk in the export department as assistant export manager and gave him the job of handling the day-to-day business, which proceeded along at its accustomed donkey trot. But what did Andrews himself do at work? He was at the office every day, people peeping through his office door while he kept tightly closed most of the time, saw a big stack of books, papers and reports behind which Andrews's head was barely visible. But what did he to actually do? After this had been going on for about 4 months, pressure on the president mounted to the point where he called Andrews into his office and said, "You have been here almost half a year, and none of us can figure out what you are doing." Andrews was clearly surprised. "Don't you see that I'm studying?" he came back. "And until I can come in to you with a proper plan, what's the point in my wasting your time?" "Mr. Andrews," the president said, "you and we clearly made a mistake. I think it would be better if you looked for a job elsewhere." The president, when he recounts this experience, confesses himself totally nonplussed. "The fellow came to us with a reputation as a dynamic charge live wire," he says. "And clearly he must have something, since leaving us, he has joined a very big company and is now the vice president for Europe, and I hear doing very well. But he spent 6 months with us just sitting and doing nothing." Now, when Andrews recounts this experience, Andrew is not only just nonplussed but also still quite bitter. "These old fogies," he says, "just didn't realize that one has to plan an international business. They had no figures, no plans, no organization. They didn't hire me to peddle pliers but to get them into the world market the right way. What did they expect me to do except to work out the right plan?" When Andrews met an old friend one day, when Andrews said the same things to this old friend, an experienced lawyer with whom he had gone to college, he got an unexpected reply. The friend said, "Sure, Frank, these people were old fogies, but the fault was yours. You acted like an young, arrogant fool." Now, the question to think upon from this case study is that, can you explain to Andrews what his lawyer friend actually meant? And then also, can you perhaps think through what the company and its president might have done to prevent what clearly was a total breakdown of communication? What do you think? So, here are some of the key takeaways that we can learn from this case study. The first one can be that the clear key responsibility areas and key performance indicators must be decided at the time of recruiting a new employee with timelines of every KRAs and tasks to be performed by that new employee. The progress report must be shared on weekly, bi-weekly or monthly basis to the leaders of the organization by the new employee. An internal meeting must be conducted at least on monthly basis for better communications between the employee and the leadership team. It also was observed that there was lack of understanding of each other's working patterns within the organization. The working pattern of the new employee was misunderstood by the leadership team and vice versa. It is not always necessary that the employees who get success in large scale organization would always also excel as leaders in small and medium enterprises and companies, and vice versa. Every company has its own working mechanisms and their own work culture. It is very, very crucial for the company to expose and train their new employees to these mechanisms and culture of their own company. It is also the responsibility of the new employee to unlearn the former job's work mechanism and culture and adapt the new mechanism and culture that the current company has within the organization. So these are some basic key takeaways that I can think about. What are the more key takeaways that you have learned from this case study? Would love to know in the comment section below. So that's it for today's case study. I hope you learned some insights from this case study and something that you can improve and implement in your business, within your organization, at the place that you work, you do your job. So stay tuned for many more such interesting case studies, articles, stories related to management. See you next week.